They say the very first humans did not walk the earth by accident. They were made by Abasi, the supreme god of the Ibibio. They were given life by his breath and names by his hands. But not long after, he called them back. And guess the reason? It is not death, it is not punishment, but because they learned how to eat without permission. Let us find out how Abasi created the first humans. Long before trees grew from the ground and rivers knew how to flow, there was only the Sky Kingdom, a place of silence, spirit, and light. At the center of this sky sat Abasi Ibn Enyong, the supreme creator. He ruled over everything, unseen and untouched. By his side sat his wise and quiet wife, Atai, goddess of justice, the keeper of truth. Abasi spoke no words that did not shape destiny. When he blinked, stars were born. When he sighed, clouds were formed. But one day, as he watched the quietness of creation, he said to Atai, "Let us make beings in our image, so they may praise us, walk in beauty, and live in our joy." And so, Abasi molded the first humans, a man with strong hands and searching eyes, then a woman with gentle wisdom and laughter in her breath. He gave them language, he gave them music, he taught them how to sing his name with drums and hand claps. But he did not give them the earth. Instead, they lived in the sky, close to him, their feet never touching the dust, their hunger never rising. They were perfect until one day they weren't. Abasi, though kind, was cautious. He turned to his wife and said, "If we send them to the heart, they may become distant, they may forget our voice." And Atai, in a deep calm, replied, "Then forbid them. Let them not build, let them not plant, let them return to you for all things, so they do not lose the sound of your name." So it was set. The man and the woman were allowed to descend to the earth, but they were forbidden to farm, forbidden to hunt, forbidden to feed themselves without asking Abasi first. All food, all fire, all things must come from the sky. And at first they obeyed. When they were hungry, they prayed. When they were cold, they waited. When they needed, they asked. But the earth had a voice of its own. The wind whispered secrets. The trees dropped fruits. The rivers called them by name. One day, the man saw a yam root poking through the ground, and the woman said softly, "Just once, Abasi will not mind. We are only hungry." So they dug and they ate, and nothing was ever the same again. Abasi felt it. Before the food even touched their tongues, he felt the silence break. He felt the distance begin. "They have learned how to live without me," he whispered. "Soon, they will forget how to speak to me at all." Abasi did not strike them with lightning. He did not curse the land. He simply called them back. He summoned their souls through the wind. He put their spirits back into the sky, and the earth was empty again. But what Abasi did not know was this: the woman had already conceived. She was with child, and though their spirits were taken, her body left behind grew the first earthborn child. That child became the ancestor of the Ibibio, born of sky, but raised on soil, with one hand in worship and one hand in the depths. That is why, to this day, Ibibio people honor both the sky that made them and the earth that kept them. And why some say, to eat is not a sin, but forgetting where your food comes from is. Abasi created the first humans not to lose them, but to be loved by them. Yet, the moment they choose self-reliance over sacred asking, they were no longer spirits. they were human. And for that simple act of eating from the earth without permission, Abasi took them back, but their child remained. And so the night of the Ibibio began with a foot in two words, and the heart torn between obedience and freedom.